What's good, y'all? This is Just Joshin with your boy Josh. It's my first episode, so let's get right into it. We're gonna be breaking down the top 5 at every position in the league. Starting off at point guards, number 1, obviously the 2025 NBA champion and Finals MVP, MVP of the league, scoring champion, Western Conference Finals MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will round out the number 1 spot. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. No need to go on there. Number 2, we're going to go with Luka Doncic. I think Luka next season coming up will definitely take that defensive lead that he needs to take. We already know he has everything offense. He's got the points, he's got the assists, he's got the handle, he's got the shot, he's got everything. I think he just needs to improve his defense next year, and I think he'll do just that. Number 3, this is where it gets tricky. I was torn between two people, but I'm a tad bit biased, so I'm going to go with Steph at number 3. I think Steph obviously is getting older. I think Brunson will eventually take over that spot at some point in the season. I think going into the season, I got Steph Curry at number 3. I think he's actually going to have a better season next year than even he had this year. At number 4, I got Jalen Brunson. Brunson had a hell of a year. He averaged 26 and 7 basically this year. He's shown that he can be the best player on the team that can get you deep in the playoffs. I think next year, especially with the East being as open as it is, I think he's going to have to make sure that he gets his team to at least the NBA Finals next year. At the number 5 spot, I got Cade Cunningham. Cade had a huge season this year, carrying that Detroit team to the playoffs. I think they had a good chance against the Knicks. I just think their playoff youth is what got them in the way there. But Cade, he just had an all-star season. He averaged 26, 9, and 6. I think he's got a chance to improve that scoring even more and increase his three-point shooting even more as well. And I think next year he has a chance to even get himself up to maybe that 3rd spot as far as all the point guards go. Alright, y'all, we're moving on to the top 5 shooting guards in the league. I think number 1, I think it's Anthony Edwards. I think Ant took a lot of great leaps this year, and I think he's going to improve even more going into next year. Ant's only 23 years old, and he's only getting better. So I think Ant takes the number 1 spot. At the number 2 spot, I got Donovan Mitchell. I think even though they had a letdown this year in the playoffs, losing to the Pacers, I think Donovan's going to come into next season with a huge chip on his shoulder, and he's looking to also take his team to the finals, knowing how open the East is next year. I think he's definitely going to make a statement next year. At number 3, I got Devin Booker. I think Book is going to take on a little bit more of the point guard role this year, but he's still a shooting guard, so I'm still going to consider him a shooting guard, even though they just got Jalen Green. I think Book is going to average about what he would average. He's going to average about 27. I think his assists are going to go even up next year, and I think the Suns actually have a decent chance of making the play-in. Coming up at the number 4 spot, I got Jaylen Brown. I just don't think offensively he has what the 3 guys above him has. Even though his defense is astronomically better, I think he's going to show us a lot this year. With no Tatum, no Drew, and no Kristaps, I think he's going to have to show us a lot this year. If he doesn't get traded, I think he's going to have to show us a lot this year. And coming up at the number 5 spot, I got James Harden. James Harden had a sneaky good year. He averaged about 23, 9, and 6 this year. I think that even though they came up very short in Game 7, I think, him and Kawhi, I can never count them out, and I think Harden has just still shown that he's still a top 5 player in this position. We're going into the top 5 small forwards in the league. I know some people might think that certain people are power forwards. I don't care what ESPN is telling me, they're small forwards. Number 1, we have obviously Jason Tatum. I know Tatum's injured going to next year, but I think he has a chance of coming back at the end of next season, so I'm still going to put him in there, and I'm going to give him the respect as a champion that he is still the best small forward in the league. Number 2, I've got LeBron James. Number 2, still being 40 years old man, averaging still 24, 7, and 7. I think him playing with Luka next year, another year of chemistry, his numbers can have a chance to get even better. Coming up at number 3, I got the Slim Reaper Durantula, Kevin Anthony Durant. He's number 3 coming up on the small forward list. I still think he's still a consistent 26 points on 50% shooting. I think it's very simple there. Number 4, I got Jalen Williams. I think he made the leap in the finals that I expected him to make, and I think going into next season, he's just going to be playing with that much more confidence, and I think he has a chance to average about 25 next year. He's shown that he can get to those levels in the finals, and I think he's just going to continue that trend into next year. And coming up at number 5, I got the Claw, Kawhi Leonard. I still think he's a top 5 player at his position. He averaged about 21 points this year. I think playing with Harden another year, if they're healthy again, I'm never going to consider Kawhi not top 5 in his position. Alright, this is my second time doing the power forward because I forgot to put somebody in it last time. But we're going to run it back right now. Number 1, the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 30, 12, and 6 every day. No debate there. Has a debate for being the best player in the world, possibly. Number 2, Anthony Davis. I know. He's not the healthiest guy, but when AD is healthy, AD is the second best power forward in the league. 26 and 12 every day with elite defense. At number 3, the guy who I forgot to put on my list last time, Paolo Banchero. Paolo is a very young dude, and I think he's going to make huge leaps next year. He averaged 25, 7, and 5 last year. I think that's going to go even better next year. I think he can get a tiny bit better defensively, but other than that, he's got everything still on the rise. At number 4, this is where it got super tricky because I'm choosing between 4 people for 2 spots, but at number 4, I got Jaren Jackson Jr. I know that he's not the most consistent guy. When I watch Grizzlies games, he's not the most consistent person jumper wise, but I think his jumper is a little better than the person that I have or just below him. And I think the offensive defense is kind of a cancel out with Jaren's offense being a tiny bit better. And rounding out the 5th spot, I got the defensive player of the year, Evan Mobley. I think he has a chance to improve even more next season. He averaged about 19 and 9 this year. He could probably bring that up next year to about 22, 23, and 10, 11. And he's still going to give you that defense player of the year type defense. I was struggling to put Siakam in here, and also I like Laurie a lot. So I have Laurie and Siakam just outside of there. But I think next year without Halliburton, I think Siakam has a chance to urge his way to that top 5. And I think if Laurie stays healthy, he always has a chance to be in that top 5. Alright, we're going to round it out with the top 5 centers in the NBA. This list was pretty simple. I mean, I don't really think there should be any debates with this. Let's get right into it. At number 1, best player in the league, no doubt about it, Nikola Jokic, 30-point triple-double. Need I say more? At number 2, I got Joel Embiid. I know. When he's healthy, he is 30 and 13. This guy need 30 and 10 plus rebounds. I'll take that any day. When healthy, Joel Embiid is still the second best center in the league. At number 3, this is very much projecting. I think Victor Wembanyama has a chance to even pass Joel Embiid next year. I think Wemby is going to come into this season with playing with De'Aaron Fox. I think De'Aaron is going to help his game a lot. I think their games complement each other, and I think Wemby is going to win 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards. He should never not win Depoy while he's healthy. At number 4, we got Karl Anthony Towns. Shout out Jordan Woods, man. We got Karl Anthony Towns at number 4. He's got the best jumper out of every big man in the league. I think him and Brunson next year are going to make a lot of noise in the East because the East is wide open next year. Number 4, Karl Anthony Towns. And at number 5, I'm projecting on this one a lot. I think this guy is going to improve so much next year, and that is Alperen Sengun. I think playing with Kevin Durant is going to open up his game so much more. He averaged 19 and 10 last year. I think that's going to easily go to about 23, 24, and 12 next year. And also the assists are obviously going to go up as well because you got another scorer that you with another 26 points per game that you can count on. So I think that's going to open him up way more. You can't send as many doubles at him. I think him playing with Amen in that whole offense, I think it's going to be so much better. Number 5, Alperen Sengun.